Are you ready? Are you ready to find your joy?
Live joyfully. Choose to live joyfully.
Don't mind me, I'm just soaking in the sun, which just came out just this moment. In fact, gotta show you this. Literally just popped out right now. Got like these sunbeams coming down. It's really serendipitous. It's really a beautiful moment. I want to share with you a concept that I just illustrated that if you do on a regular basis will bring you joy that will last your entire day and will really bless your life. And it's literally been raining and a cloudy day, and now the sun is just coming out. This is a perfect illustration of what we're about to talk about. And it's what I like to call savor the flavor of life. Have you ever eaten at a fancy restaurant and you get dessert and you take a look and it's just amazing? And you're so excited to eat, right? Laguna Beach, there's one of my favorite locations that has something called butter cake, right? And they have like these berries and the syrup that goes along with it. And it just looks amazing and it smells amazing. Imagine taking that cake and just like shoving it down and eating it in 10 seconds. You kind of miss the point. You miss the opportunity to savor the flavor. Now imagine instead taking your fork and digging in to a corner of the cake and grabbing a little bit of the berry and a little bit of that syrup and then putting it in your mouth with your eyes closed and just sitting and savoring that flavor as the berry flavor bursts into your mouth with the perfect combination of the sweetness of the cake and the tartness of the syrup that's with it. That's savoring the flavor. And that's what we want to do with life. There is a concept in Buddhist philosophy called tathata, and it literally means realness or thusness, like the reality of the moment that you're living in. And a Zen master named Thich Nhat Hanh, he has a quote that I really, really love. And he said this, he said, "People think that it is a miracle to walk on water or in thin air. I say it's a miracle to walk on ground." Every day we are engaged in a miracle, which we often don't recognize. The blue sky, white clouds, the green leaves, the black, curious eyes of a child, our own two eyes. All of it is a miracle. And I love that quote because it makes me think about how wonderful just living, just existing can be. And there's so much good all around us. There's so much good happening. There's so much good that is right in our lives. And often we forget to see it. You know, we talked about the concept of curiosity with children and how we often lose that. And we tend to lose them in our teen years because suddenly we have all these different voices telling us what we should do, who we should be. And we're trying to accomplish all these things. And we get so used to the life that we live in that we forget about how amazing it actually is. We forget about those things. And what we need to do is retrain ourselves as teenagers, as adults, to notice those things again, to open our eyes and to see the tathata, to see the reality of the small, wonderful blessings that we enjoy every day. And a great way to think about this that I find really helpful is take a moment, and when you're doing something with people that you love especially, or something in your career, stop and step out of your body for a moment in terms of like imagine yourself in third person and then step back in with fresh eyes as if you had just stepped into this situation. And what do you notice? And I love doing this because I'll be out on a hike with my kids and I decide to kind of do this. And I step in and I take a look and I see these two beautiful children who are growing up doing wonderful things. They are part of my creation. I helped create them. And there they are smiling at me, flesh of my flesh, right? They share my DNA. And that connection, I take a moment to feel that connection. It can be something at work where you step into something, you say, wow, 10 years ago, if I saw this, I'd be amazed. I had an experience with this recently that I really love, and it was this. A couple of years ago, I got back into music. I play the trumpet and I play jazz, and I took a trip to New Orleans. And I got to go up on stage and play, and it just lit a fire under me. And when I came back to Los Angeles, I started sitting in, meaning like when there's bands playing, I'd ask if I could play with them. And ended up joining a couple different bands that I participate in. And, after performance, I'll often go back and look at the recording and see where I can improve. But if I take a second and I say, if I saw myself in high school and I were to watch myself as I'm seen in this video, I would just be like, whoa, this is amazing. And it's true. It is amazing. It's amazing that I get to play this music that I love. You can also take a moment when you are participating in something that you love and just rest in the joy of doing that. So a lot of times, as jazz musicians, we do what's called improvisation. And so there was a moment when there was a song I'd never heard of, and I was supposed to compose in the moment and play just from my heart anything that came to mind. And I took that moment, and instead of focusing on the chord changes and which notes I should be playing, I said, you know what? I'm just going to enjoy this moment. Here I am up on this stage with these amazing musicians that are supporting me with the chord structure. And I'm on this outdoor stage, and there's this wooden dance floor, and there's all these people swing dancing to the music. And I could help affect them and bless them. I put the horn in my lips, and I just focused on being in that moment. And I was amazed as I watched my fingers move, and as I felt the wind coming, the air coming through, and my lips, playing. And it just happened, and it was magic. And it was honestly the best moment of improvisation I've ever had in my life. And it was as I sat and savored the flavor of that moment. And you can do that too. It isn't hard, and it is extraordinarily beautiful to have that kind of an experience, to really take a moment to soak it all in. So how do we do that? Well, the first step is to open your eyes. Notice what is around you. Notice the color of the sky. Notice the sunbeams like this. It's just, look at that. I don't know if the camera is capturing it just well, but there's literally light streaking down from the sky. Notice those little things and sit in that moment and enjoy them. And when you see those moments, really rest in that moment. As I mentioned, you can step out of a situation and step back in as if you were a third person experiencing it for the first time. And then expressing gratitude. We'll hit gratitude really hard in a future training and future video. But expressing the gratitude for that moment that you live in, and just enjoying being, enjoying breathing, looking down and seeing two legs that work, or noticing the color of the eyes and the sparkle in the eyes of your children or somebody you're talking to, your loved ones. Noticing the texture of things that you touch, the feeling of a warm hug. Really settle into that moment and enjoy the moment. Savor the flavor. Life is too short to not appreciate the things that we have. So take the time, savor the flavor of life. And just like eating that amazing dessert, when you do it right, it becomes an extraordinary experience. And every moment of every day has the potential to be extraordinary. There are miracles around you. Open your eyes to them. Joy is right in front of you. Just recognize the blessings that you have and the experiences that you get to experience. And I promise you, you will find so much enjoyment, so much joy. And this is really going to build that foundation of joy so that you can pick it up whenever you need to. So I want to know what you think about this. I want to know your experiences. And until next time, savor the flavor of life and remember to live joyfully.